Welcome, everybody, to another exciting episode of You Must Be Joking.
Right?
Yeah, we're
Where
doing
the hell am I? Where the hell am I?
Yeah, you're in your studio.
I am in my studio.
Yeah, Veg has to be quarantined away from me because I've got COVID. So,
I don't want no COVID, man.
yeah, well, I didn't want it either, but hey.
It's the flu, bro.
Yeah, it sucked. I was feeling great on Friday, all Friday night. I was at work. I was happy and everything. Came home, had dinner, just feeling great. Went to bed, slept really, really good until about 2 o'clock in the morning. And then it started hurting. And it was like, holy cow. And then I realized I had a fever because my skin started getting sore again. And so then I get up, take a look, and sure enough, I had a fever and went on down and everything, and the pain was just really getting bad, And so I went ahead and talked to my boss, sent him text messages telling him what's going on. And we had a home COVID test, so I did it, and it came back negative, so I took a picture of that and sent that to my boss. And he says, and I said, so it came back negative. I said, do you guys still want me to come in? Says, no, if you got a fever and you're not feeling well, just stay on home. We'll get you covered. I said, okay, And, man, I'm glad he did because I was dying about a half an hour later. Yeah. And finally, my wife took me down to Walgreens to get a COVID test. And we had to go to the one all the way into Lakewood. So we got down there. I got my COVID test about 3 o'clock and got some Tylenol for the pain, for the headache. And went ahead and took that. And, I've been taking the Tylenol for the pain and for the headache for, yesterday and, and the day before. So Saturday at 3 until about 11 o'clock last night is the last dose I had. And, so as far as I know, hopefully this is just a 72-hour version, like the 24-hour flu,
24-hour cold, it's a 72-hour flu.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know, man. I haven't been sick in quite a while, and it's not an easy feat because
I'll be right over, okay?
Immunocompromised, so she gets sick, once every 2 or 3 months, and so I have to it's a good thing the garage is separate from the house. I'm just like, okay, you stay in there, I'll be out here.
Yeah.
Better.
Yeah.
So I haven't been sick with more than a cold in God, I don't even know how long.
Well, the last time I was sick before this last month was January 2020, and was really sick that time, and then and it lasted a couple of weeks, and then but haven't been sick since then until was it, a month and a half ago? I came down with a cold, and I was just about over that. I was still had a little bit of cough, and nose was running a little bit, but not bad. And then poof, come down with this.
Yeah.
So, but either way, it's not as severe as people think. All I did and everything, is I've been since COVID came out, I did my research, and I started taking zinc. I've been taking 100 milligrams every day for, since...
Ivermectin.
Well, I don't need it yet.
Everybody needs it. Anti-cancer.
Oh, well, I don't have cancer either. But,
everybody has the potential, though.
Yeah, so...
That's what they say, anyway. I don't know if that's them just trying to scare us.
There you go. Because they do like that fear factor.
Oh, man. That's their favorite tool.
Yeah. Here, hold on a second.
Oh, God! No!
And you're right, my son.
Yeah, a bunch of sun worshippers. I was thinking about that the other day. Egyptians used to worship the sun. Some Indian Native Americans used to worship the sun. Some Indians used to worship the sun, and now Christians all worship the sun
Oh
because they
yeah,
worship
yeah.
the sun.
Well, actually, pretty much everybody worships the sun constantly. I mean, especially the people in California. And they're all about their bathing in it. But
Bunch of sun worshippers.
yep.
Might as well just go with the flow. I like the sun. The sun's nice.
Yeah, I do too. The really cool part is that I got dizzy and I'm still dizzy, but I'm blonde, so I'm used to it. And then they were talking about when you get this, you're supposed to lose your sense of smell and your sense of taste.
Well, you never had a sense of taste, so you wouldn't know if you lost it.
Well, my being a father of several children, my sense of smell was pretty much damaged with the diapers.
Oh, so they're both gone.
Yeah.
Smell.
But what in the hell's the word I was trying to remember?
Squirrel.
Yeah, that's it. Being the sophisticate that I am.
Oh, woo!
Yeah.
Put that pinky out.
Being the sophisticate that I am, I still have good taste.
I have very expensive tastes. I don't see anything expensive around you. I didn't say I had the stuff. I just said I have expensive taste.
Yeah. I have expensive taste. I just can't afford it.
You and your black wife beater. What did you just say?
My wife ain't black.
You can't say anything anymore without it being horribly misconstrued. But that's all right, because you know what? I don't care. I'm tired of tiptoeing around people's feelings.
Oh, yeah. I don't either,
That's cool. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't worry too much about that kind of stuff. Let's see here. I wanted to.
Did you bring slides?
Yeah, actually.
Uh-oh.
Now, as to whether or not this will work.
Okay. This is an experiment, folks. We're trying to do some crazy new shit.
I guess I'm not going to be able to do it. But anyhow, there was this article I was reading where Gavin Newsom approves a social media law.
Uh-oh.
Did you read about that?
No, but if you tell me the thing, I'll Google that shiza right now.
Okay, yeah. Social media law signed, door to censorship. That's what they're saying. But this is Gavin Newsom, Newsom, approves a social media law. Now, it says the California legislature passed a social media law in August requiring more transparency from platforms. Governor Gavin Newsom, Democrat, of course, signed the measure into law on September 13th. The move has generated some controversy, with accusations flying from the state's lawmakers are trying to suppress free speech rights. Now, does that sound like it's anything new to you since this COVID thing came out?
No, I mean, they've been trying to. Oh, I can't read it. It's on Wall Street Journal. You sons of gotta subscribe. So he's pretending that he's trying to sign into law transparency for social media outlets.
Yeah.
And why is this transparency supposed to be signed into law? What are they doing? Why is the government now trying to control private companies? Because through this whole pandemic, anytime someone laid out something people didn't want to hear, they're like, "Oh my God," and get them canceled. And the government recently admitted to telling Facebook, hey, you need to quell these kind of posts.
Oh, yeah.
Let's not pretend that they need to sign shit into law. They just do it.
Yeah.
These people, it's like obligatory that they showed that they made this law. Hey, I suppose we better tell the people we're doing this.
Yeah, it says, let's see here. Newsom
How about
contended that the statement reported by the Hill that the
make money on it?
legislation is necessary to protect citizens from the use of social media sites to spread hate and disinformation. Yeah, except who's the ones that's really putting out the disinformation?
The government doesn't give a fuck about your kids.
Yeah. Let's see here. AB 587 is the new legislation, by the way. Requires big tech companies to post their terms of service detailing their moderation practices and the various platform rules. Legislation also requires providers to submit reports to state officials annually detailing their current terms of service and policies for content and rule violations. Now, doesn't that seem like it's a prying into people's privacy?
Well, yeah, but they've been doing that since the internet started.
Yeah. But this is blatant.
Well, it's always been blatant. We choose to ignore it. We choose to ignore it because it's all right there. You can go to whatever.gov and find out all the bills being put in law or all the bills that are being suggested for law. And if you don't want to do the due diligence, if you don't want to look, then you're not going to see it. But it's all right there. Every time those people get together, there's no. And so we're allowed to listen to and watch and see everything they do. We just don't get a say anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, and but I mean, this is just getting ridiculous.
Well, of course it is, but I mean, what is that? It's to protect people from words they don't want to hear, pictures they don't want to see. You ever heard of just scrolling on by it? How about don't use Twitter or Facebook or whatever? I don't use Facebook.
Yeah, if I go to a bookstore and I buy a book, it's going to be because I want to read it. Okay, if I see a book that is going to be offensive to me, I don't get the book. Well, yeah. And it's the same thing with Facebook or whatever. If there's something I don't want to see, I don't look at it. I just go by.
Shelves of stuff, and it's labeled. It's like mystery, science fiction. Over here is shit you don't want to. It's in a section. Yeah. You're like, I'll just bypass it.
Yeah.
So if you're scrolling on your phone, it's like, oh, here's something I don't like. Oh my God, you know what you can do? You just scroll right past it.
Yeah.
And I understand that just the sight of, oh my God, made you offended. But you know what? Scroll past it. Instead of being a jackass, scroll past it.
Okay, now this next one. Yeah. I wish I could share this with you.
Oh, and by the way, AB 587 really doesn't take effect until 2024. But
that gives us a couple of years, right?
It's basically almost every time they pass this legislation, especially stuff they want to celebrate because they think they're doing great things for the people.
Yeah.
They'll put it out there. Hey, we're making this change. And then you read the bill in 2025 or 2026. It's not right now, but they get to celebrate it right now because it happened, even though in 2 years the tide's going to change and it'll get rebutted or even revoked or remitted, So, but they get to dance on that victory, even though nothing's happening from it. Hey, we spent your money making this thing go, and you should be happy for it, even if it doesn't work out in a couple of years. When we spend more of your money making it not go.
Yeah. Well, this next one,
dancing around, cheering on DeSantis as he ships people over to Martha's Vineyard, and the people in Martha's Vineyard are jeering at him. Oh my God! You know what? That makes me laugh. They're using human beings as political pawns.
Well, yeah.
And the people are just standing there going, "Oh, look at what they're doing! Oh God, I hate that he's doing it, or I love that they did that." You're controlled by the media, and the whole entire time, both sides are using your money to move these people around, and you're just like, yeah or no, but you're not saying anything about the money. You're just talking about the fact that these people are being shipped around. You're not even discussing the fact that they're being used as political pawns in a political theater where you have no say in what happens.
Well, that's been constant. I mean, people have been pawns since pretty much the beginning.
For
Uh,
centuries,
you go to war. I mean, that's the infantry. They're the pawns. They're the ones that get out there first. Doesn't matter how many of them you lose. We'll go ahead and we'll send in the knights afterwards.
acceptable losses, sir.
Yeah, yeah, which is ridiculous, but that's
Until
what
we
they do.
abandon an airfield in Afghanistan, then those losses are no longer acceptable. He's a horrible person.
Yeah.
You know what? Those people chose to die there.
Well, anyhow, here's another headline for you.
Take that away if you want and be offended.
I had to laugh at this one. A woman was forced to watch hysterically laughing man crush her pickup in Florida. Yeah, that's what I did.
Like crush, like in a car crusher?
No. It says in an argument over drug money,
Okay.
it took a violent turn in Florida when a when a cash-strapped woman was forced to watch a man crush her vehicle with an excavator.
So she owed him money for drugs,
Well,
and instead of just giving him one of her holes, she lost a car. Maybe she ain't worth that kind of cash. Oh!
yeah, the man was arrested and faces serious charges, including false imprisonment, because he wouldn't let her go.
Did he
And
have her tied up or something?
yeah, and the officials said investigators say that the incident began as a domestic dispute over drug money and escalated to physical assault and property damage. But yeah, after when I read it and everything, what it was they got into an altercation over the money, and the excavator guy was wanting his drugs or he needed his fix or whatever, and he went ballistic and got hysterical and went ahead and just took the excavator and started tearing up her car or her pickup. And the pickup, the picture of it, it's laying on its side, it's caved in the middle, it's just chewed up.
So he was the one after the drugs?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but
That makes it different. So she got arrested too then, right? If you're not a doctor, you're not allowed to deal drugs.
Yeah, well, when the victim was unable to become increasingly agitated. Let's hear. God, my eyes are so bad right now. Let's hear. The suspect abandoned the woman at a convenience store in early September, taking her pickup, phone, and purse. He then drove to his place of work where the excavator was located. Once the victim returned to his workplace, they witnessed Hamilton laughing hysterically and smashing the Chevy Silverado, utilizing the bucket of the excavator. Yeah. Investigators did not say who called the authorities. But yeah, I thought that was pretty funny myself.
That is hilarious. You don't want to sell me drugs because I ain't got no money? Good, I'm going to tear up your truck. Logic.
Yeah, I thought that was...
Now who's winning?
Yeah. Was it worth it?
Yeah, probably not. Ain't no drugs in jail, sir. Well, I mean, there's a little bit, but not enough.
Yeah, well, there probably is, but, I mean, what you got to do to get it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Not my idea of a good time, though.
What happened where?
I said, but that would not be my idea of a good time.
For some people, it is.
Oh, yeah.
Strangely enough. Everyone's utopia is different.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll come visit you, but not for however you say that word, visits.
Conjugal?
Yeah, that's the one.
Come on.
See, he's been practicing, folks.
I want to look in there. I want to make sure you didn't bring me any contraband.
Let a fart out and glass shards and metal comes flying out. And
Whoop, that's a booby trap.
That's here. Oh, yeah, there's another one, too. Recently, there was... Now, I used to live in Berea, Kentucky.
Okay.
And I worked in Richmond. Now, the Western Kentucky University is right there in Richmond. And it's a really good school, you know. Go Big Blue, you know. And everybody is really, really into, you know, the sports there. And, you know.
There's nothing else.
Yeah, they're really supportive of the, you know, of the school. And so it kind of caught me as weird because the police arrested this girl for putting out a bomb threat. And her timing really sucks.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, recent tragedies at school around the country have increased the seriousness with which law enforcement takes violent threats towards educational institutions. Excuse me. A student at Western Kentucky University learned this lesson the hard way when she allegedly left an anonymous message on a social media platform about a bomb at the school. Now she's in custody and facing serious legal consequences.
And you're saying her timing was bad.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
Saying
there's a good time to put a threat on a building, right?
her what is that? A yik yak message was specific, saying there was an explosive device in parking structure 2. Authorities from Western Kentucky University Police Department worked at the platform to connect a student to the posting. Earlier in the day, in an unrelated incident, the officers were on campus after receiving reports about a potentially explosive package. They investigated materials that ended up being part of a construction project. So right after they got that all situated, then she posts her little dealie, and poof, here we go again. You know. So yeah, they were a little bit pissed. So she's looking at about 10 years.
Fake.
Yeah, she's looking at about 10 years now, is what they're saying. Yeah.
First offense, she won't do no time.
Says the young woman could potentially serve up to 10 years.
Her parents will have to pay.
Well, in Kentucky, a lot of them probably ain't going to pay too much. But it just strikes me as weird why anybody would do that at that school, because anybody, you do something like that there, and they're going to start hating you big time, man. You're going to have to leave Kentucky.
People are stupid.
Well, yeah, but even that you know, jeez, love those people, but damn.
We're being driven to self-destruction. It's kind of funny to watch, kind of sad to watch at the same time, but, you know, whatever.
Yes, here.
We'll continue. We'll continue.
Let's see here. Oh, yeah. Here you go. There's a new bill that is just now going to Biden's desk that everybody actually likes. It's actually bipartisan and unanimous.
Oh, that means it's shitty for the people.
Well, yeah, but what it is and everything is, you know, it used to be for child abuse, you know, sexual abuse for a child. You couldn't do anything after 28 years, being, you know, 28 years old. And, yeah, well, now there is no more term limit. There is no more statute.
Like
yeah. No more statute of limitations.
No expiration date on the need to catch a murderer.
Yeah, you know, somebody that, you know, if you sexually assault a kid or you know, sexually abused, whoa, watch out for the Pope. You know, they can get them anytime now.
So what you're saying is he basically set himself up to be litigated and or imprisoned.
Well, it's not him. I mean, this is actually a bill that is going.
Unless they're grandfathered in. People who have already committed are okay.
Yeah, well, that could be,
Unless,
or they might even have all the senators and governors' names
right.
on there already too. Because the best I can figure is if there is no limit, then I wonder how many of the senators and stuff are going to be arrested shortly.
None. We know that none of them. See, something like that. That's all for the people. That's not for them. The rules are for me, not for thee, right? So they're basically saying that any predator walking the street is going to probably get a new case on them, which means more money for the courts, which is more money for the system, which is more money for the government. It doesn't have anything to do with Senator rapes a kid going to jail, or Biden, I want to sniff your child going to jail.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's why I'm kind of thinking that because it passed the House, it passed the Senate.
All the wording is terrific. This bill sounds great on paper.
Yeah. Well, it passed both sides, right? Unanimously. But do you think that Biden's actually going to sign it? Because he'd probably go to prison too.
I'm sure he'll sign it. This looks good on paper. Sounds great. The words are beautiful words you want to hear. Nothing's going to get done, though. It won't change anything.
Well, the kids start coming forward, or the adults at this point, start coming forward and saying, hey, this happened, this happened, this happened, who knows? Maybe something.
Yeah. Basically, that bill opens up the floodgate of Amber Heards, too.
Yeah.
And see, what this does is it clogs the system.
That is a fact, yes.
We'll have to invest. If I go and I say, listen, this guy right here sexually assaulted me when I was, and he's right there, go get him. True case, true assault, true work, take him. 50 more people, I don't like the way my dad's been treating me, doesn't give me enough allowance. Hey, that guy sexually assaulted me. Fake case, still got to do the investigation, tying up the courts, money spent. So, what do you do?
Yeah, I agree.
I think they should save money and burn pedophiles at the stake in the center of the town square. Why put them in jail?
Well, because you've already got so many people burning in the center of town on stakes that there's no room for the pedophiles now. So you've been saying that about the senators and the representatives and all that kind of stuff. Everybody.
Fires take care of a lot of stuff quickly.
Yeah, but it takes a long time to clean up. Yeah.
No, it doesn't. Ash, bro. It's just ash. Vacuum. Flush that ash down the toilet where it deserves to be.
Well, there I'll back you. Okay. Oh, yeah, and then we were talking before. They were they keep saying about how California's power grid is strained so bad.
Oh yeah, it's been that way for decades.
Yeah, and
the Enron
yeah, and so they're limiting how much everybody can use this kind of shit, and yet California is trying to push to do only electric cars.
Yeah. By 2035, you're not going to be able to purchase a gas vehicle in California.
Right.
But if you have an electric vehicle today, they would ask you not to charge it tonight because they don't have enough power so that their studios and their governor's mansion and all the people that are in office can keep their places air conditioned comfortably.
Yeah.
They need you, the public, to be uncomfortable so that they can be comfortable, please.
Yeah, but they keep trying to push this kind of stuff, and yet, what's the point? Okay, because when they start out, they're gonna they've still a good portion of the electricity that we have comes from coal. Okay, and until they can get rid of that to generate the power to begin with, then it's not going to do a whole lot of good because you're just going to be burning more coal to be fueling up these cars. Okay. Second of all,
Have you seen a coal mine, a strip mine?
yeah,
Have you seen a lithium mine?
no.
They
Oh
look
wait, yeah,
exactly
yeah,
the
I
same.
have.
Exactly the same. The destruction that they do for the coal power plant is almost the exact destruction they do to make batteries for that electric car, which is being charged by the coal power plant.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, they're
Meanwhile, we live on a dynamo. We live on a generator. Free power, of the overabundance of free power.
yeah.
And we've locked ourselves into this business of, oh, we got to drill for gas, we got to ruin mountains for oil, we got to destroy the environment so we can get lithium. You know, and we allow it. Whatever.
Yeah. But the weird part is, you know, they keep doing this, they keep pushing it, and then but we don't have the infrastructure in any state to actually take care of it, even if we had clean energy to charge it with. You know, we don't have the infrastructure, and then of course, you know, most of the cars and everything, you know, you get about what, a 200-mile range right now.
Maybe is 300 now. I think. I don't know. I haven't paid attention because I don't give a shit about the electric car.
Yeah, but either way, you know, I mean, hell, yeah, I'd go down to see my dad, you know, and I'd have to stop almost there, charge it, and so it's going to take what? How many hours?
What you're not telling is that if you start at your house full charge and you drive the extent of the battery zero charge, now you've got to sit at that charging plant for 8 to 10 hours.
That's what I was talking.
Before you continue on.
Right. So, what's the point? You know, I mean, you can't. Yeah, so for scooting around town, fine. But instead of that, shit, get one of those electric motorcycles. You know, what the hell? You know, I mean, you're not using as much juice and it's faster. It'd be more fun.
Or release all the files that they kept on Tesla and give us the free energy that he was trying to give us.
Well, that would be good too.
Imagine even the smallest amount of freedom you would have if you didn't have to pay a fucking power bill or buy gas.
Yeah.
Now, see, I don't mind the end picture idea of what they're trying to do. The way they went about it by trying to force it in jumps is not going to work. We really have to build towards this sustainable society that they want, and I can see it, and it's good, you know, nice and clean and blah blah blah. But what they don't tell you is there's going to be a loss of jobs. There's going to be lots of loss of jobs. There's going to be depopulation just from nature itself controlling what happens.
Yeah.
And what's funny is the people in the WEF meetings are like, yes, there's going to be a lot of dying, and there might even be some people that are fighting this, and they're right. They're right. But they understand and they're prepared. Whereas the average American and probably the average person on the planet is just like, they're trying to kill us. Ah!
And they're right.
And they're right. But I can see the George Jetson type future. People flying around in cars that are, you know, who knows? He never stopped for gas. You never saw George Jetson stop for gas in that car.
No.
Ever. And you never saw Rosie the robot plug in to recharge ever.
No.
So, you know, I'm sure once those people in the WEF, once Klaus and Yuval Harari get their way, then all of this magical free energy and all this wonderful utopia for the elites will probably start propagating a little bit. But, you know, that's 100 years from now. These people, and it's interesting to me, the longevity of the plan that these people are enacting, because this plan started like thousands of years ago. And so the people that are in on it keep it going, knowing that the fruition of it's like, you know, you plant a tree in your yard knowing that you're never going to sit in its shade. You've done it for your child. Same kind of thing with these people and their new world order. You know, the next generation is going to get one step further. Next generation is going to get one step further. So, like these people that sit on silver hoping that it's going to make them rich. These people in the New World Order, I wonder if they're like, is it going to be are we going to succeed when I'm alive, or do I have to do this for my kids?
Yeah. Well, you folks out there, you go ahead and join the conversation. Let us know your opinions on all this, all right? Give us a call, 253-254-6664. And
Get mad at me for calling all of us stupid.
well, that'd be kind of stupid.
Yeah, we're all stupid. We allow it. We allow it. But it's all right. I mean, what else can we do? Nothing. It's not like we can plan a full-fledged attack.
Well, in a manner of speaking, we could.
Who do you attack? If Klaus is running our government and we take out our government, Klaus is just going to get new people. If Klaus is not the guy that's controlling it, if someone's controlling Klaus and we take out Klaus, the guy controlling it just gets new people. So since we don't know the head, we can't cut off the head.
Right. But you can still attack, just not a direct attack.
Yeah.
So what you would have to do, for us to actually be able to do anything that's going to make a difference, okay? See, now Tesla, he had a great idea, okay? And he would have been fine, except he was alone.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So if he would have gotten a bunch of other people and everything to come and to say, hey, I've got this idea, let's put them all together and we'll go ahead and do this. Now we've got a crowd and they can't just say, oh, well, he's crazy and lock him up, and take his stuff away. Yeah. So what we could do right now and what we should do is everybody that has an invention that will improve anything, they got a better battery, bring it to the forefront into a group and let the groups all get together with their stuff and put them together and show how it can be done, get it out there and everything, and do not sell anything until it's been proven and you can show everything, and that's it. Now they can't shut you guys down. Yeah, and then they can't shut you down.
Well, they can shut you out. See how they're trying to shut out Tesla?
Oh yeah.
They're putting Elon Musk's Tesla on the back burner while they're trying to push GM and Ford and what's the other one? Maybe Jeep or BMW or something. Anyway, the other electric cars. They keep pushing those in the forefront and not talking about Elon's Tesla at all. So they can, if they want to, they can, even if you're a big group.
But still with Tesla, look how many cars he's selling constantly.
Yeah.
So they can't shut him out. They can try and slow him down, and they can try and compete against him.
They can definitely slow him down.
Yeah, but they can compete against him, but that's a win right there too, because now they have to compete.
But they'll never get rid of him because he's got too much money.
Yeah, and he's got a decent reputation for his cars. Yeah,
depends on what story you read.
Well, yeah, but yeah. So I really think that all in all, I think everything actually should turn out fairly well if you got the group together and had stuff coming from different directions, and you all pulled it, and I think that's about the only way.
The right group, because like if you've got 3 or 4 people working on a good idea, and then you get an attorney or 2 involved, then you've got a little bit of protection, at least at the first or second thrust of legal ammunition that they have against anything you're doing.
Yeah.
It's always like to hire an attorney.
Well, before you did that, I would also make sure that you got the first part going and proven. And then, because you're not going to be doing any cells or anything like that.
Make sure you're ready for the Shark Tank, but then don't go to the Shark Tank. Do your own thing.
Yeah. But after you get it to where you're completely happy, and there's got to be a lot of people working through this. So not just one idea, not just one project, but 100 projects, So if there's 2 people on each project, that's 200 people that, are working on this project. Now go ahead and get your lawyers involved, but you got to have the numbers, and you got to make it show that everything's working. Once you got that, then you can actually make a difference, because now they can't say, oh well, we don't have the technology yet, we don't have that battery yet, because you and I both know that they've taken the patents for some really good stuff and they've buried them.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I mean, there's actually batteries that could just do a real good job, except they've been buried. You know, they've been bought and buried. So,
Well, I mean, why don't we have nuclear engines in cars? We got nuclear engines in aircraft carriers and submarines.
yeah, probably because you don't want people going around with a nuclear device. You know, especially the way people drive.
Eh.
You know, I mean, a submarine, that's one thing. You know, I mean, if they crash it, it's under the ocean. You know, when it goes kaboom, that's it. Aircraft carrier, again, it's way out there in the middle of nowhere. If it goes boom, that's it.
Yeah, but they don't. They've been running for decades.
Well, yeah, but then they aren't trying to crash into shit. Have you been out on the freeways lately?
Yeah.
Yeah. You realize that that's a demolition derby now, right?
It's always been.
Yeah, well, it's more so. They've got a lot more contestants. Yeah. So you put a nuclear device inside their cars and they're crashing around like that. Yeah, it probably wouldn't be a good idea.
Well, that's because we have been built to have this fear of nuclear fallout and radiation and devastation, and we think it sounds like you're thinking that if two cars collide, there's going to be a mushroom cloud in the middle of the freeway, which is irrational.
No, I understand that, dude. But yeah, that's one way of looking at it. But no, it would actually just be, a radiation leak.
Maybe depends on how contained it is. What if it's, what if this thing is contained and sealed so well that you would literally have to fall off a cliff for it to actually, like a black box in an airplane.
Yeah, but
the most indestructible part of the car.
Yeah, and they would turn around and everything and go off the cliff just to see if it would work.
And that's fine with those people, but the rest of us will be normal.
Yeah.
Hey, if someone wants to be a fucking idiot and test the limits of something and it kills them, more power to them.
Good point. Now there's population control, and it's voluntary.
Population self-control.
Yeah, and it's voluntary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No problem with that. Why is suicide illegal?
I really got no clue.
How do they punish the ones that are successful?
Well, the ones that are successful, they can't very well punish.
So why is it illegal?
Well, because if they don't
go this way, it's a cry for help instead of this way where it's real. And now I'm in the hospital. What'd you do? I tried to kill myself. Are they going to put me in jail for that?
Yeah. Actually, probably the mental ward.
Why is suicide illegal?
Failing at it, I think, is actually illegal. And that's because you end up in the hospital. You're using up resources that should be going elsewhere. So
it's not illegal, but you should definitely pay the fine, the cost of any resources that you wasted in your little cry for help.
No, because you're still using up those resources when you shouldn't have.
Yeah. Well,
if you actually succeed, yeah. If you actually succeed, then there's no charges.
No. Then it just goes to the general taxpayer as usual.
Or the next of kin.
The fact you think we paid for over the decade.
Yeah. Yeah. Or the next of kin, like I said. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be different. A successful suicide, chase down the problem, find the source of the problem. Now those people pay.
There you go.
If it was, like the parents beat them into the point where they committed suicide, or bullies teased them to the point where they committed. Imagine if a bully made someone commit suicide and then they got put in jail and fined for all the monies that were spent trying to help the person that they made kill themselves. That would be something.
Either that or have them commit suicide in the same way.
Nah, burn them at the stake in the middle of town.
You and your steak.
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, you really like barbecue.
I do. Barbecue. I'm telling you, it's a solution because nothing is ever going to stop the bad.
Right.
But some things will detour it. It will incrementally minimize it. I mean, we have life sentences and death sentences for murder still happens.
Yeah.
So, start burning them at the stake. Still going to happen. Maybe less. Maybe not. Maybe more. Maybe more. Maybe people are like, they ain't going to burn me at the stake. Watch this. Get burnt at the stake. Oh, they did.
Yeah, well.
Who knows?
Here, I'll be right back. You guys can still go ahead and put in your own 2 cents. 253-254-6664. I'll tell you, being 62 and having COVID, I got to drink a lot of water because my throat gets raspy. And I got to go to the bathroom a lot.
Yeah, he gave me a whole bunch of water yesterday. It was awesome. Got a pallet of it.
And
I gave some away to the homeless camp.
Oh, well, there you go. You didn't even use a fire hose, huh?
It was a little warm out, so figured these guys would. I mean, I'm sure water isn't what they want, but
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I figured, you've been saying you wanted to get some water, and then they were talking the other day and everything. Well, we've got water. So I figured, well, I'll ask you, and if you want it, then I'll go ahead and call them, and then I'll see if you can get my laptop while you're at it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Running errands for the Gary man. Hey, while you're there, conveniently.
Yeah.
No, but it's real nice.
Well, hell, nobody's called yet.
No. Is Steve listening? Steve?
I do not know. Well, let's take a peek.
Remember that beer guy?
Well,
I don't remember nothing, man.
I do not see anybody saying anything on Mixcloud.
Nobody cares, man. Everybody's offended. I'm so offended. I can't believe he said those things. Oh my God, he's promoting violence against minor-attracted people. Are you a minor-attracted person? Come on over. We're going to help you out with that. Permanently.
So, are you a miner?
I am. I have a Bitcoin mining machine right there. I had to turn it off for this interview because I didn't know if all my stuff would work at the same time.
Well,
but I could use the Bitcoin miner to buy silver.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I am actually a miner, or at least I was. Yeah, I used to work at Homestay Gold Mine in South Dakota.
Yeah.
So yeah. So once a miner, always a miner.
I want to go to Mount St. Helens and do some panning.
That would actually probably be fun.
It does push up some gold.
It should, yeah.
It's illegal to go over there and do that.
It's illegal to go over there and do that?
I believe you're not allowed on a certain area of the volcano itself. So
well, you don't have to be.
It's illegal to do that. What I'm saying is we can't just go up to the headwater and start panning right there. We'd have to do it way out off the on the allowed path.
Well, yeah, but it should wash downstream anyway. So, do it especially after a nice strong rain.
Oh man.
You get a good rain, get the heavy flow of water, that'll bring it down, bring it to the top. Yeah.
I'd like to go up there and do that. It'd be fun to pan for gold. I've panned a couple times. I think the only thing I really came out with was the fool's gold, the pyrite, whatever you call it.
Uh-huh.
But it was still fun learning how to do the thing. Oh shit!
Yeah. I've done panning once in Oregon, and it got a little bit of dust. Yeah. It wasn't like chunks or anything, but
no. It's absolutely tiny stuff, and that's why I mean I think it was pyrite.
No, if it was pyrite, you'd have got chunks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it's iron. It's iron pyrite. It doesn't get dusty.
Oh, okay. So this little shit that I was picking up might have been actual gold.
Yeah.
I think I still have the jar somewhere.
But yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I've always wanted to do that. I thought it'd be awesome to go up there, especially when it first went off. I was like, let's go kind of get some gold.
Yeah, that'd be the way to do it. But then again, you also want to make sure that you're not too close in case it decides to burp again. You know.
Right. Hey, did you hear that? That's just my stomach.
Yeah. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz.
Buried in a ton of ash again.
Hey, that's an idea. Maybe next time, they're saying, hey, it's going to blow, take a couple of Alka-Seltz and throw it down the crater.
We're going to make this eruption happen. Start vinegar and baking soda in there.
See, you want it to go. Me, I was thinking, let's stop it. If if Alka-Seltzer doesn't work, we'll use Pepto-Bismol.
I don't know. I want it to blow up. I want Rainier to blow up. That'd be awesome to see.
As long as it's going that way.
Wow, we've seen the floodplains and the routes of the mud flows, so we know we're safe up here.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. Except maybe from the concussion from the blast.
Maybe.
But then again, that's a long way away.
I don't know, man, because I don't know if you lived here or not when over off of 16, a propane distributor had a valve failure and the tank exploded, and that was over by 16 and God, what's those two exits over there? Over by the Target, basically, off of 16.
Oh, Union?
Yeah, and we felt the concussion here.
Yeah.
We were like, what was that? Because we were here smoking. It's like, what just happened? Who's knocking at the door? About an hour later, it's like, big thing, blah, 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 blah. It's like, shit, we felt that. So I can imagine what it would be like if something that big went off. Woo!
Yeah, but see, there again, I mean, that's a long way away.
Especially if it just exploded.
Yeah. But, you're talking over 50 miles. So,
Well, that's over 2 miles away, and that was just a small tank of propane, man.
Yeah. True.
Concussions are awesome.
Yeah, well,
not when they're in your head, but
yeah, well, I remember being in the mine, 2 miles underground almost, so the 9,600 level. Okay, so 9,600 feet down. We were down there and we were stoping, and we were drilling a drift. We were cutting out the drift more, and so we drilled on in and everything. We put the Tolvex and the Pearl in, so we blasted out the right direction and everything. I went around the corner, set that sucker off, and your face goes,
right?
It was like somebody slammed you, and you're around the corner,
Yeah.
But it's yeah.
Fun stuff, man. It's awesome.
Yeah. That was a long time ago. I just remembered that. I don't even think you were born yet.
Biden.
Yeah, I don't even think you were born yet.
I wasn't.
1977, 78.
I was born. I was just bored.
Had a lot of fun, though.
I wonder why.
I wonder who. Huh?
I wonder why we can't solve the water problem from Lake Mead. I wonder how they would solve that water problem, because I mean, 5 states share that, basically that river column, and there's 4 dams on that river column that service a lot of areas. The major area is California. Why don't we just cut California off, let Lake Mead refill, and let the population in Vegas and Reno take off?
There you go. Or they could go ahead and hire my company.
Desalination sites and start getting water from the ocean.
Or they can go ahead and call up my company and just have us bring down cases of bottled water and empty the water.
But then you'd have to stop at the border and transfer the stuff to a different truck, because you can't cross the border in your big rig anymore.
Oh, you can't cross into California in a semi anymore?
I don't think so. I think they've got so many. I was reading something about where there's a bottleneck, because when they're unloading the ships, they can only go to the border with their trucks, because the truck, like a Matson truck, can't come into California, go to the thing and pick up the load and leave. They have to stop at the border, wait for the shipment to come to the border, and then transfer from one truck to another to keep going. Isn't that just stupid?
Yeah. Now, we used to do that, doing Ryerson steel loads from Spokane to Renton. And but that was because of the time restraints in the wintertime. You get all the snow and this kind of stuff, so they'd drive over to Enumclaw from Spokane, and then the other guy would go from Renton to Enumclaw. Then they'd swap trailers and then go back instead of trying to fight. And then when I was doing the Denver route, I would go, make all my stops and then get to Denver. There's 2 other trucks, and then they'd take my stuff and I'd take theirs, and then we'd make our stops all the way back. So, but that was, but not just to the border and then have to.
Decades ago, provisional and smart trucking. Over here, it's just stupid laws.
Yeah. Makes me glad that I'm out of California. Yeah.
Man, I was born there, and then I went back there, and then I ran away.
Yeah. Well, I was born there too. I was born in Oakland.
Oakland? I was born in Petaluma.
Yeah, see, you're spoiled. You're a spoiled rich kid.
That's why I am the third.
See, I am the one and only.
Ah.
Mainly because my dad didn't want a second.
Neither did mine, but here I am.
Ah, Jesus. Well, let's hear one.
Where are we?
Actually, we got our hour in.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That was easy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun too.
What we learned today, ladies and gentlemen, what we allow to continue will continue.
Yeah, so
we appreciate anybody who watched it, even if it was for 2 seconds, to go, oh, not them again.
good point. Yeah. So anyhow, thank you again for watching, or listening, I should say.
Yeah,
so,
listening, watching, smelling, whatever.
Either way, thank you for listening to another exciting episode of You Must Be Joking.